Hi. This video is going to be about my updated definition of a corporatist. A few videos back, I had I guess, yeah, a bit of a too broad definition. So let me take you to my definition. So, corporatist, as you know, kind of opposed to a person. So, corporatist, I'm defining as a person who acts to serve the interests of big corporations. That was my definition of a couple days ago. And then I thought more about it and I realized we needed a little something more. And I added this last part. Even when they don't have to. Now this is kind of a fishy last part, even when they don't have to. The idea is like, you know, we humans have free will, and do we have choice, what to do? And if we have choice, and it's a reasonable choice we can make, what choices do we make? So in some choices we have to. And so let's go to, I think the tougher one is the squad, but I'll go to an easy one to start. This is a book I read a couple of years ago called Nomadland. And what the book is about are these older people who either lost their home or just sold their home, decided to live out of their RVs, vans or RVs mostly. And they still need to work because they still need money. And what they do is they come en masse, like in a seasonal way, to these Amazon fulfillment centers, say in Nevada. They work, let's say from summer until the day after Christmas. And day after Christmas, boom, they're back in their RVs and they're leaving Amazon and heading down to Arizona to spend Christmas and the New Year with other people like them. And it was in some ways a hopeful story, but it was a friggin' dystopian story of, yeah, it was sad in a lot of ways, the story, but people were making, the best they could under the circumstances. So you take those people, they're Amazon workers, and you come back to the definition. And, they probably are going to be people and they're against the big corporations, but they work for this big corporation, Amazon. Could they reason? Do they have to serve the interests of Amazon? Well, the hell yeah. That's how they got to make their money, right? So this is what I'm saying is, even when they don't have to, you can't ask this. So like I'll give you another thing that I'm sort of against because of this, even when they don't have to. I know some on the progressive left are calling for a general strike. I don't think that's a good idea. And the reason I don't think it's a good idea is like these kind of people, these low-level workers, like who's going to stick their neck out and say, "Oh, I'm not coming to work on Tuesday"? I mean, some of the progressive left, understand and say, and under $400, the average American like can't afford to have an emergency where they got to spend $400, right? Well, if that's you, and you're going to stick your neck out and criticize the corporation that's the hand that feeds you, and the corporation decides to make an example of you, you can't be asking people to do that. So that's how the corporations would respond to a general strike. Make an example of a few people, the most vulnerable people, and use them examples. I mean, it's the old stick their head on a pike, a few of them, at the city gates and ward off any other insurrections. So, yeah, I'll end this video this way with this definition. Kind of shows you about the Amazon workers.